Well, I want to thank everybody. This is very overwhelming. For you, the voters, this would not be me. It has to be for you guys, and it's very overwhelming, so I thank you.
Eat the mic!
How about that?
It's very sexy.
Easy now. I got in trouble for that at work. So. I am Rick Marshall, and I am going to be your next sheriff. Before I get started, there's a few people that I want to acknowledge. I want to thank Sheriff Tony DeMayo for his years of service. I want to offer him best of luck in his next phase of life. What is that? Judge Robert Lane, he had to leave early, but he said to tell you guys, please vote for him. He needs your vote. Rick Osborne is here. He's running for District 5 Commissioner. Richard Billman is somewhere here. And Jim, forgive me, but the lovely Sam Merlino is in the back. To my family, Jenny and Michael, Kristen and Brandon, and Penelope, Joe and Liliana, and soon-to-be Luke, and last but not least, our son Matthew. My wife's parents, Gary and Paulette, are here. They heard they had good food here, so they drove up from California. Even though I said the dreaded California word, they won't hold that against you. Most importantly, to my wife Kristen for her continued support throughout our 29 years together. Without her, it wouldn't be possible. When I first discussed running for sheriff with Sheriff DeMayo, he told me I would get quite an education. And boy, was he ever right. It has been some education, more than I would like to remember. It seems a lifetime ago that I stood before you guys in this room and announced my candidacy for sheriff. So much has happened. For the past 27 plus years, it has been my honor to serve you, the citizens of Nye County, through the Nye County Sheriff's Office. I believe then, as I do now, that law enforcement is about serving you, the people, and keeping our families and our communities safe and secure. Experience has shown me that communities are safer when your public service officers work with the people they're responsible for protecting, to solve and prevent crime. I came into this job over 32 years ago with a commitment to keep the people safe. That commitment carried over when I came to Nye County, Nevada. We do that by reducing crime rates, putting prevention programs in place, partnering with many different agencies, including the public, other agencies within Nye County. We do this to make Nye County a better place to live, to work, to play, and to raise your families. We have accomplished so much in the 27 plus years that I've been here, but there is much more to do. Since moving to Nevada 27 plus years ago, my wife and I have been involved and invested in every single community that we have lived in, from Gabbs to Pahrump and all places in between. We've been involved in Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, raising money for school children, for field trips. We've been involved in coaching. Many of you know that I assist Craig Rieger in coaching Pahrump Valley High School wrestling team. We believe that personal involvement in the communities help those communities grow and become better for generations. Many of you know this, but I'll run it past you anyway. I have a bachelor's. Uh-oh. Rusty, you win.
I'll turn it on in a second, sir.
Now I'm not going to have to sing or dance, am I? Because you don't want to see that.
I don't remember what that might cost.
All right. As I said, I have a bachelor's degree in public administration. I have an associate's degree in criminal justice, associate's degree in paralegal studies. I'm a graduate of the Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command. I was also an acting assistant county manager for about 18 months, and I hold an executive certificate from the Nevada Peace Officer Standards and Training, which is the highest certificate you can get. I have over 3 decades of full-time service as a peace officer. I've worked hard and I've earned the privilege of wearing the uniform. I've served at every level in law enforcement, from detention officer. I started out as a reserve, liked it, decided to become full-time, was put in detention, worked a patrol, done investigations, sergeant, all the way up to my current position of assistant sheriff. Whenever any long-serving public official like Sheriff DeMayo leaves office, it opens the door for the opportunity for the next wave of new ideas. We look at the way we've done things in the past, we look at where we're going to go in the future, what we want to do, how we're going to do it. We make positive change. We don't make change just to say, I'm going to change something. It has to be positive change. And in public service, when you make that change, it benefits our clients, and our clients are you, the citizens of Nye County. During the past few years, we've all had to deal with recession. Nye County government is no different. We've had to do more with less. And our men and women on the Sheriff's Office have stepped up to the plate. They have been incredible in what they do. All they ask for is to be treated fairly and to be treated properly, but they are always there for you. As your assistant sheriff, I have faced the challenges of working through a recession that reduced our budget. We've had to come up with innovative ideas to keep protecting you, keep our communities safe. One of the things that we do that through is grants. I've authored over $22 million in grants that have helped with personnel. It's helped with remodeling of buildings. It's helped with service and supplies. But more importantly, it's reduced the burden on you, the taxpayer. One of the things we have to look at with grants, though, is to ensure that there's no strings attached. And by strings attached, I mean the certification assurances that come with those grants. We look at those very carefully to make sure that it does not obligate us to any state or federal agency. They will never, ever have their hooks in us as long as I'm your sheriff. When Sheriff DeMayo came into this job 12 years ago, he laid down a foundation of professionalism, core values, and pursuit of excellence. Those traits are absolutely necessary as we continue to move forward. We've held together as an agency. We've weathered some pretty rocky waves lately, but we've held together. We're going to continue to hold together. One of the things that was asked of me was what our retention rate is. That question was put to me in an open meeting at a debate. And the purpose of it was because somebody had information that our retention rate was astronomical, that people were leaving the agency in droves. We track our retention rates. We track our turnover rate as well. For the last 3 years, we have a retention rate of 91% in the Nye County Sheriff's Office. We've done that because when Sheriff DeMayo came on board, he changed the philosophy. Instead of hiring somebody from the outside who has no roots, we started looking at our communities. Who do we want to better serve the communities and people that grew up in the community and understand the communities? They know what it is to be policed in the community. They know what it is to do community policing in the community. One of our recent hires is sitting over here. It's Elias Armanderas. Elias is a graduate of Front Valley High School. We're very proud of the fact that our turnover rate is only about 8%, and that includes people that have separated, that took county buyouts, that have retired, that have separated, sometimes not on friendly terms. But I queried the International Association of Law Enforcement Officers and found out that an agency our size has an average turnover rate of about 20%. We are way, way below the national average, and we're very proud of that. For those of you that don't know, a new hire like Elias, and Elias, I know you're going to say I don't make this much money, but it costs $225,000 for 1 year for him. Now, what that comes to is the vehicle that we have to provide him, the equipment inside of the vehicle, the gasoline to patrol those neighborhoods, the firearms, the uniform. For his first year of training, Elias will never be by himself. He goes through the academy, he has instructors. He gets out of the academy, he's put in a 6-month field training program. So it takes 1 year, and we don't want to lose that investment. That is your tax dollars. $225,000 is a lot of money. So we train them to be the best that they can be, and we're very proud of it. Our retention rate, like I said, is 91%. That's an astronomical retention rate. As your next sheriff, my administration's emphasis will continue to be on professionalism in public service. We will continue to demand the best from our personnel, the best from ourselves, but we're also going to demand the best from you guys, because we're going to ask you to be involved in the sheriff's office. We're going to have community meetings. We're going to have citizens advisory boards, business advisory boards. We want your nose in our business, because we want to be open, we want to be transparent, but more importantly, we want to be accountable to the citizens of Nye County. You are at the top of our organizational chain of command. It starts out, citizens of Nye County, the sheriff, and then flows down. So we want you involved. Rick Dugan is going to be my second in command. Many people know him. Many people know him from being the school resource officer. He has a vision and a commitment. He can't be here tonight. He's in California with his grandkids enjoying Knott's Berry Farm. We have discussed at length what we want this agency to be, and we're going to continue to demand the best from our men and women. We're going to maintain an aggressive approach to training and educational programs that are going to prepare the members of the Nye County Sheriff's Office to meet your demands. I was talking with Elias earlier and asking him, was the police academy what he thought it was? And he said, no. It was a little bit tougher. He's impressed with the educational aspect of it and the preparation to go out and do real-life police work. My plan of action begins with honoring the foundation that Sheriff DeMayo has laid down: professionalism, core values, and the pursuit of excellence. We're going to strengthen our greatest asset, which is our employees. They are your employees as well, because you, the taxpayer, pay their salaries. Our core mission involves the responsibility to properly exercise care, to treat people with dignity and respect no matter what the circumstance is. Many of you voted today. Many of you were up there when you saw our officers have to subdue an individual. When that individual was subdued, they treated them with dignity and respect. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use common sense in our decision making, but most importantly, we have to adhere to our constitutional principles, both in words and in our actions. Nothing trumps the U.S. Constitution. Our people are true professionals, and they're doing a great job. They really are. One thing that we teach them is, at the end of your call for service, if that was your mother, your grandmother, assuming that you like them, your daughter, your husband, your wife, did you give them the service that you would expect to be given? If the answer is no, you go back and you make it right. If the answer is yes, then you can go home, hold your head high. One of the big strengths of the Nye County Sheriff Office is our commitment to the communities that we serve. That will never, ever waver as I'm your sheriff. We live here, we shop here, we raise our families here. We pay our taxes here. We are the fabric of the community, just like you are. Community investment begins with a fundamental responsibility of government investing in and providing for the safety and welfare of its citizens. To do that, we must build responsibly. We must build with a vision. We must continue to lower the burden on you, the taxpayer. Government cannot tax citizens to fit government's needs. We have to operate within our budget. We have to learn to make and do more with less. We'll continue to build our partnerships with other law enforcement agencies, with the public. Our plan is to enlarge our volunteer programs. We have our Sheriff's Auxiliary Unit. We have our reserve programs. If somebody wants to volunteer, we will find a spot for them. We empower our employees to go out and make life and death situations. They make those decisions daily. You, the public, should demand and expect that we have the best trained personnel, and we do. We are very proud of our personnel. I had a lot of people come up to me today when I was out at the scene, and they said, your officers showed extraordinary restraint with this individual today, and they were very proud of our officers. We had a gentleman from Search and Rescue who was on scene who jumped in and helped. Now, Kevin's a big guy, so that's okay. If he was a little guy like me, maybe he wouldn't have been so quick, but Kevin just jumped right in and helped, and that's part of the community partnership. We want you to be part of us as we're part of you. I know that through employee and community participation, teamwork, and the assistance of others, the Nye County Sheriff's Office does make a difference. They will continue to make a difference, and we will continue to build a Sheriff's Office that all of us can be proud of for many, many years to come. Together, the public and the Sheriff's Office will ensure that our quality of life is just not preserved, but it's enhanced. We'll do this while being mindful of our tax dollars. We'll do this and more. I want to remind you guys that this election, it is so important to get out and vote. Every single vote will count. So every vote is needed. People have asked about my endorsements. I'm endorsed by the Nevada Coalition on Firearms. I have an NR rating of AQ. The Nye County Law Enforcement Management Association has endorsed me, and I have deputies come up to me every single day endorsing me. I have dispatchers coming up and endorsing me, telling me that they hope I get in, that they're praying that I get in. Together with your support, I will get in, and I will be your next sheriff. I look forward to your support. I look forward to your support. I ask for not only your vote as sheriff, I ask for you to tell 5 friends, to tell 5 friends, to tell 5 friends. Thank you. Enjoy the evening. God bless America, the state of Nevada, and Nye County.